Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Ram, Ram 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 Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Jai
Krishna
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Ram,
Prabhu
Ram
Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar
Krishna
Srivasadi
Krishna
Gaura
Hare
Bhaktavrinda
Ram.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Krishna Krishna
Nityananda
Krishna Hare
Shri
Ram,
Advaita
Ram Ram.
Gadadhar
Krishna
Srivasadi
Krishna Krishna
Gaura
Krishna Hare
Bhaktavrinda
Ram, Ram Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna, dear
Krishna Krishna
devotees.
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram
Today
Ram.
is Wednesday, and today is Wednesday. So it is 8th of May, and it is Madhusudana Masa or Vaishaka Masa, Krishna Paksham and Amavasya Tithi. So there is one Vaishnava today. So today is the blessed appearance day of Sri Gadadhara Pandita. So the fourth branch is described as an incarnation of the pleasure potency of Sri Krishna. So no one therefore can equal him. So in the Panchatattva picture, he is situated on Lord Chaitanya's left side in between the Lord and Shrivas Thakura. So there are few lines from Special Vaishnava Days. So I will read a few lines. So Gadadhar Pandita, the fourth branch, is described as an incarnation of the pleasure potency of Shri Krishna. So no one therefore can equal him. And when Gadadhar Pandita started to go with the Lord, he was forbidden to come and was asked not to give up the vow of Kshetra Sannyasa. So when one takes Kshetra Sannyasa, he leaves his household life and goes to a place of pilgrimage devoted to Lord Vishnu. Such places include Purushottama or Jagannath Puri, Navadvipa Dhama, and Madhura Dhama, like that. The Kshetra Sannyasi lives in these places alone or with his family. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura considers Kshetra Sannyasa to be the preferable Vanaprastha situation in this age of Kali. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya lived in this way, and he has been lived a Kshetra Sannyasi, that is, a sannyasi living in Jagannath Puri. When he was requested to return to Jagannath Puri, Gadadhara Pandita told the Lord, "Wherever you are staying is Jagannath Puri. Let my so-called Kshetra Sannyasa go to hell." When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Gadadhara Pandita to remain at Jagannath Puri and engage in Gopinatha service, Gadadhara Pandita replied, "One renders service to Gopinatha a million times simply by seeing your lotus feet." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, "If you abandon his service, it will be my fault. It is better that you remain here and render service. That will be my satisfaction." The Pandita replied, "Do not worry, all the faults will be on my head. I shall not accompany you, but shall go alone. I shall go to see Sachi Mata, but I shall not go for your sake. I shall be responsible for the abandoning of my vow and service to Gopinatha." Thus, Gadadhar Pandita Goswami travelled alone. But when they all arrived at Kataka, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called him and he went into the Lord's company. No one can understand the loving intimacy between Gadadhar Pandita and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gadadhar Pandita gave up his vow and service to Gopinatha just as one gives up a piece of straw. So just to get Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's association, Gadadhara Pandita gave up his life's vow to engage in Gopinatha's service. This kind of loving affection can be understood only by very confidential devotees. Ordinarily, no one can understand its purport. Gadadhara Pandita's behavior was very pleasing to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's heart. Nevertheless, the Lord took his hand and spoke to him, displaying the anger of love. "You have abandoned Gopinatha's service and broken your vow to live in Puri. All that is now complete because you have come so far. Your wanting to go with me is simply a desire for sense gratification. In this way, you are breaking two religious principles, and because of this, I am very unhappy. If you want my happiness, please return to Nilachala. You will simply condemn me if you say any more about this matter." Saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got into a boat and Gadadhara Pandita immediately fell down unconscious. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to take Gadadhara Pandita with him. The Bhattacharya told Gadadhara Pandita, "Get up. Such are the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You should know that Lord Krishna himself violated his own promise just to keep the promise of grandfather Bhishma, intending to make promise intending to make my promise true. Lord Krishna broke his own promise not to take up a weapon at Kurukshetra. With his outer garment falling off, Lord Krishna jumped from his chariot, picked up a wheel, and came running at me to kill me. Indeed, he rushed at me like a lion going to kill an elephant. He caused the whole earth to tremble. And similarly, tolerating separation from you, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has protected your vow with great endeavor. In this way, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya revived Gadadhara Pandita. Then both of them, very much grief-stricken, returned to Jagannath Puri, Neelachala. All the devotees would abandon all kinds of duties for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sake. Yet, the Lord did not like the devotees giving up their promised duties. All these are the misgivings of loving affairs. Whoever listens to these incidents get the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet very soon. That is from the Vaishnavin's perspective. And also two more kind of let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Advaita Acharya, who is merciful, and also to the great personality Gadadhara Pandita, the learned scholar. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Srivas Thakura and all other devotees of the Lord. I fall down to offer them respect. I worship their lotus feet. Shri Gadadhara Pandit ki jai. So today is appearance day of Gadadhara Pandita. That is from the Vaishnavians' perspective. We shall quickly move into Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Suta Goswami is speaking to Savanakadi sages after Savanaka sage inquired from Suta Goswami, and now Suta Goswami is saying, वयासखि इति वचः तत्त्वनिश्चयमात्मनः उपधार्य मतिं कृष्णे औत्तरेयः सतीं व्यधात्. So Sutta Goswami narrating the conversations between Parikshit and Sukadeva Goswami, and Parikshit is now completely absorbed. Upadari Matim Krishne and purified. Satim Vyadhat, he kept himself completely purified state. Now, today Sutta Goswami is further saying, because he is completely absorbed in Krishna, Matim Krishna, that's why he has given up all the his body, his family, his wife, his children, and also his kingdom, and all the paraphernalia related to his body, like horses, elephants, and relatives and friends, everyone. And then, which are all the time they are accompanying Maharaja Parikshit with the deep rooted into the heart. So these are all deep rooted into the heart of all the living entities. But because Parikshit is completely absorbed, Upadarya Matim Krishna, that's why he is able to relieve them, renounce all of them very easily. Likewise, Sutta Goswami is saying how it was possible for him to give up very easily. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter number 4 and verse number 2. आत्मजाया सुताघारा पशुद्रविणबन्धुषु राज्ये च अविकले नित्यं विरूढां ममतां जहो. Atmajaya Sutagara. Atma is the body, Jaya is the wife, Sutagara, Suta is the children, or the children, including of Janmejaya and three other children. Sutta Agara, all the palace. Atmajaya Sudagara, so body, wife, children, and the palace. Pasu Dravina Bandhushu, Pasu, all the houses, horses, and elephants, and so many other animals as well. Horses, and then Dravina Bandhushu. Dravina is the treasury house. Bandhushu, all the friends and families and relatives. Rajye cha avikale nityam, Rajya, the kingdom. Avikale, so without being disturbed. Rajyecha also. Avikale Nityam, without being disturbed, because they are always accompanying Maharaja Parikshit. So without being disturbed, and which are completely Virodham, they are deep rooted. Mamatam, with affinity. So, and what he did? Jahau, he has given up all of those. Jahau, this is the only one word is mentioning to say first all opulences, and what he did, he just gave up all those opulences and the family relations, everything related to the body. Atmajaya stagara pasu dravina bandhushu rajye cha avikale nityam virodham mamatam jahu. So translation for this verse is Maharaja Parikshit, as a result of his wholehearted attraction for Lord Krishna, was able to give up all deep-rooted affection for his personal body, his wife, his children, his palace, his animals like horses and elephants, his treasury house, his friends and relatives, and his undisturbed, undisputed kingdom. And purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can you request Usha Mataji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
To become liberated means to become free from Dehatna Buddhi, the illusory attachment for personal bodily coverings, and everything content with the body, namely wife, children, and all other entanglements. One select a wife for bodily comforts, and the result is children. For wife and children, one requires a dwelling place, and as such, a residential house is also necessary. Animals like horses, elephants, cows, and dogs are all household animals, and a householder has to keep them a household paraphernalia. In modern civilization, the horses and elephants have been replaced by cars and conveyances with considerable horsepower. To maintain all the household affairs, one has to increase the bank balance and be careful about the treasury house. And in order to display the opulence of material assets, one has to keep good relations with friends and relatives, as well as become very careful about maintaining the status quo. This is called material civilization of material attachments. Devotion for Lord Krishna means uh, a negation of all material attachments as details above. By the grace of Lord Krishna, Maharaj Pariksit was awarded uh, all material amenities and an undisputed kingdom in which to enjoy the undisturbed position of king. But by the grace of the Lord, he was able to give up all connections with material attachment. That is the position of a pure devotee. Maharaj Pariksit, due to his material affection for Lord Krishna as a devotee of the Lord, was always executing his royal duties on behalf of the Lord, and as a responsible king of the world, he was always careful to see that the influence of Kali would not enter his kingdom. A devotee of the Lord never think of his household paraphernalia as his own, uh, but surrenders everything for the service of the Lord. thereby living entities under a devotee's care get the opportunity for good realization by the management of devotee master. Attachment for household paraphernalia and for Lord Krishna go fully together. One attachment is the path of darkness, and the other attachment is the path of light. Where there is light, there is no darkness, and where there is darkness, there is no light. But an expert devotee can turn everything to the path lightly by an attitude of service to the Lord. And the best example here is the Parikshit Maharaj. Yudhishthira and householders like him can turn everything to light by detailing so-called material assets in the service of the Lord. But one who is not trained or is unable to turn everything to the service of the Lord, Nirbandha, Krishna Sambandhi, must give up all material connection before he can be fit to hear and chant the glories of the Lord, or in the other words, one who has seriously heard Srimad Bhagavatam for even one day, like Maharaj Pariksit, from a fit personality like Sukdev Goswami, may be able to lose all affinity for material things. There is no eternality simply in imitating Maharaj Pariksit and hearing Bhagavatam from professional man, even for 700 years. To take Srimad Bhagavatam as a means of maintaining family expenditure is the grossest type of a namaprata offense at the feet of the Lord. Sarva Subha Kriya Samyam Api Pramadaha. Hare Krishna Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So in this purport, Prabhupada is mentioning, this is very beautiful verse and the purport to give up all the connections, but it has to be done. It is not immediately one can do that much easily. So one has to find that right time in a slow pace according to his family and circumstances. Not immediately give up. So going slowly in the pace. So absorbing one in Krishna consciousness. So here Prabhupada is saying, but gradually one has to keep on hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. And here, to become liberated means to become free from Dehatma Buddhi. So what is Dehat? Yasyatma Buddhi Kunape Tridatuke Svadihi Kalatradishu Bhauma Ijjatihi. So the people think that all this belongs to us and the family. All this family related to body and me. Svadihi Kalatradishu Bhauma Ijjatihi. All this place belongs to me. He is mentioned as a Sayev Gokaraha. So that Gokaraha is the animals, the cow and asses. So here, all the related paraphernalia related to the body, it is Viroda Moola Hridaya Atmanum Bahumanyate. One thinks that it is completely rooted in the heart. He thinks that I am the rich, I am opulent with the family, home, wife, children, and the nice job and the car and everything. But these are all deep rooted things, but they do not accompany. These are uh, their asset. Their asset. So, but one thinks not only the human, even the animal also thinks that. So even though he goes into the very lowest animals, there also even a bird also thinks that this is my child, my baby. If you see a hen and its children, chicks, so the mother hen, it is protecting all its babies. So if anyone goes near to it, it will just chase them. So even the Narakastopi Dehim vai Napuman Tyaktu Michati, Narakyam Niruto Satyam Devamaya Vimohitaha. These are all Devamaya. People are bewildered by the external energy of the Lord. So that is mentioned in the scriptures. So here Prabhupada is explaining how all uh, these are required as part of the harmonious way of living in the Vedic tradition. The horses, elephants, cows, dogs, all household animals, and the householder has to keep them as household paraphernalia. But modern civilization is cutting down each and every animal and replacing with these iron boxes on the street and filling all the world like that. And then there is no loving exchanges at all. Everything is still framed hearts. And one day even the robots are also coming, and one has to live with robots possibly. But anyway, so here this is the material civilization of material attachment. But devotion for Lord Krishna means negation of all these material attachments, all the technology and all these machines. But it is the pure love. Pure love is happens only between the living entities, not between the material or the inert materials, which doesn't have any consciousness at all. So, and here, by the grace of Lord Krishna Maharaja Parikshit, he has got all such kind of opulences, and he has got a birth in the devotees family as well. And his natural affection for Lord Krishna as a devotee of the Lord was always executing his duties. He is the duty minded. He is not attached to the body, but he is duty minded. That is one thing. And to stop the influence of Kali, he has taken all the necessary actions. So no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit associations, and no intoxications in his country. Okay, so those are the things that Maharaja Parikshit, he was a perfect ruler, and all the living entities under a devotee's care get the opportunity for God realization by the management of a devotee master. So Prabhupada was desiring, but when there are so many parties, that party, this party, like that, why not Krishna's party? Let people become happy. So this is one of the Prabhupada's desire, that a devotee must be a politician, and otherwise devotees do not vote to anyone unless he is a devotee of Krishna. That is also mentioned in the other days, one of the messages from Prabhupada. And also here, and then further Prabhupada is saying here, wherever there is a devotee and devotion to Lord Krishna, then attachment of so there will not be any material attachment, only attachment with the Supreme Lord. So there is complete knowledge and the light. Where there is a light, there is no darkness. And then Prabhupada is further saying that everything must be in relation with Krishna. Nirbhande Krishna Sambhande. And always chant, hear and chant the glories of the Lord, so that his material connections will be gradually subsided. And even one Maharaja Parikshit got a chance to hear Bhagavatam for 7 days, but even one day is also sufficient. Prabhupada is mentioning 1 day is also sufficient to hear carefully, attentively from a pure devotee of the Lord. It will change his life. Prabhupada has met Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami, and the first day there was a change in the heart. Even though he was a devotee, but the determination come on the first instance. But later on, those were implemented in the later stages of the life. Likewise, whenever a devotee is meeting another, a materialistic person, so there will be a change in the heart. It may not be visible immediately to us, but it would act on one day. So that is the moment of devotees association. Tulayamalavenapi pinasvargham na punadbhavam bhagavad sangi sangasya macyenam ki mutashishaha. So likewise, otherwise one should not hear Bhagavatam from the professional reciters. That is one type of the Nama Aparadha offense. The Nama Aparadha offense is this is one on the strength of to commit sinful activities on the strength of holy name of the Lord, and also there is one of the offenses here. So here to instruct a faithless person about glories of the Lord. Uh, so like it is also one of the Nama Aparadha. So like Prabhupada is mentioning here, that is Sarva Shubha Kriya Samyam Api Pramadaha. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, we shall quickly move on to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is a letter to Bal Mukundji Parikh. It is February 11th, 1970, Los Angeles. Can I request any unallocated devotee to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna everyone. Um, my dear Bal Mukundji Parikh, please accept my greetings and I thank you very much for your kind letter dated 5th February 1970. I have understood the spirit of your letter and your suggestions are quite welcome. According to our Shastras, the brahmacharis, the vanprasthas, and the sannyasis are allowed to collect alms and are considered as the children of the society, which is composed of householders. In other words, our Vedic civilization is the most perfect community project. Only the grahasthas are supposed to earn money, especially the kshatriyas and the vaishyas, and the money is distributed community wide. The community is divided into four parts: the brahmachari, grasta, vanprastha, and the sannyasi. Out of these divisions, only the grastas are supposed to maintain the brahmachari, the vanprastha, and the sannyasis. So that is the whole program, which means if there are 100 members in the community, three-fourths or the whole number, namely 75%, are maintained by one-fourth members, namely 25%. Our movement is for preaching the Sankirtana vibration. So while the brahmachari and vanprasthas or sannyasis take to this preaching work, the grastas or householders can maintain the temple and institution in India. So you have said the temples are richest because the grastas support them in this country. Also, the householders support the churches. So, for the inmates of the temple, namely brahmachari or the priest, even though they are grastas household, they do not work outside. They are maintained by outside grastas. But so far as our London temple is concerned, it's not yet supported, although the expenditure is very high. I think you are also one of the important member of our London temple. So you can suggest to the directors how to expend how the expenditures can be minimized. In the meantime, the householders, either Indian or European community, support the temple expenditures. The inmates of the temple may not take any collections from the street, so that will be great relief for them. We have no idea to go against the law of England where begging is prohibited. Neither we are beggars. So you know very well that the six married couples whom I sent from America are all respectable, educated, cultured American boys and girls, and how with great difficulty they maintain themselves in London and at the same time preached the Sankirtana movement, which was certainly very effective. At the present moment, that London temple has got some status, and if you kindly induce, especially the Indian community, to give them some monthly subscription for the bare necessities of the temple management, the inmates of the temple will completely stop taking collections from the street Sankirtana. So far in India, the Sangeet party has got the right to collect. In America also we are collecting, but I don't know why English law should prohibit them. Anyway, I shall respect you to help Gurudas, Mukunda, Sham Sundara, etc. to adjust the problem so that they may not be hampered in their advancement of Krishna consciousness. Regarding the last paragraph or letter, I'm very glad to learn that you are willing to join this movement full time. When I was in London, there was talk of accepting the sannyasa order, talk of your accepting the sannyasa order. And so far, I remember Chaitanya Dadi, your wife, gave you permission for this purpose. Now, so far, you are trying to qualify yourself. I think you are already qualified by age, by experience, and by temperament. I think therefore you should join us wholeheartedly without delay. I'm looking forward for the day. I'm pleased to learn that you are coming here in the month of April. By that time we we may have a very new residence and church in Los Angeles, which we are negotiating to purchase. The residential quarters consist of 30 rooms, so you will be very comfortable to live here. And I hope that time you shall decide finally about joining us wholeheartedly. What happened to Birla negotiation for helping us in purchasing the big house of Bachubhai Patel? I shall be glad to hear from you at your convenience. Thanking you again for the letter. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai. Mataji, any takeaway points, Mataji?
Yeah, so in this letter, Prabhupada is explaining to Mr. Parik about how a Varnashram work in the society. So, as these Varnas are there are four Varnas in the society, like brahmachari, vanprasth, sannyasi, and grastas. And mainly grastas are supposed to bear the expenditure of all three, and they are supposed to help them and maintain them, because they are the only one earning. And So I think Prabhupada is mentioning in this letter that in this country, England, there are rules not to collect money from other people on the streets, but in America or India, it is allowed so that they can survive and maintain their expenses by doing sankirtan on the street. So it's mainly about the collection from the state, which is not allowed. So he is encouraging him to encourage the Indian community or European community to have monthly subscriptions, so that the temple can be managed financially. And so, and in this letter he is mentioning maybe the Prabhu wanted to accept sannyasa, and Prabhupada has given permission that he is qualified already, he can do it, and Prabhupada is waiting for him to come to Los Angeles at some point, and then he is saying that he will be comfortable because they already got a big house there with 30 rooms. Yeah, that's what I understood, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for reading and summarizing this letter. Any other takeaway points, dear devotees, you wanted to add? Okay, so this is a letter under the day. Prabhupada has sent a letter to Gurudas as well, saying about the Parikh has sent concerns about the street collections. So this is the letter which Prabhupada has sent to Gurudas. I forwarded another copy to Gurudas as well. So here, this is collections we also have seen, but collections only to maintain the temple. Okay, so that is Mataji has explained nicely. And the sannyasi is to be done. And one, as per the nowadays ISKCON law, one has to take permission from the um, family and also wife to before going to the sannyasa. So that is also there is a law, I think. Unless so, Prabhupada has sent another statement to Gopala Krishna Goswami before. If you have completely surrendered, then even family cannot put any objections like parents. That is also there. That is the understand of spiritual master's instructions we can take. Okay, so this is my takeaways from this letter. Okay, and from the announcements point of view. So
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Prabhu. One little phrase that sums both the purport and the letter is where there's light, there's no darkness, and where there's darkness, is no light. I think the whole it sums up all the meaning of the message. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. Yes, that there is a light, there is a light, no darkness. Where there is, if you go to sun planet, we don't see darkness at all. There is no night time to sleep. Just they take rest. That's all. Likewise, if we go to the spiritual planet, there natad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yadgatva na nivattante tadhamma paramim. There is complete light. There is no darkness at all. Thank you so much, Mataji. It's a very beautiful point.
Hare Krishna.
From the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got Kirtan evening. I request dear devotees kindly participate. All are welcome. So to participate, I just put 5 slots for call and response. In the matter of time, 45 minutes, maybe we can put later on 8 to 9. So we can shift half an hour or so if devotees are happy, or we can retain as it is. Yeah, it is. Please come as 5 slots. The initial Kirtan, either with Jai Radha Madhava or Namo Vishnu Padaya. It will go for up to 8 minutes, and then Kirtan 1 and Kirtan 2 and Kirtan 3, and then Nasimha prayers. So devotee can select those slots and then participate. So whoever takes the slots first, they will sing. Okay, this I will send a poll again today at some time. So kindly select the slots before we start the Kirtan. That's all from me. And coming Saturday, we have guest speaker. It is Arun Madhusudana Prabhuji is going to speak. That's all from me, announcement side. Dear devotees, if you have got any updates or you wanted to share anything, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no further updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। कोटि वैष्णववृन्द की जय।
की जय।
प्रभुपाद की
Ki Jai.